but it's not a long flight. The last few passengers board and we are on the cusp of closing the aircraft doors when Dave informs me that he can't do it. What do you mean, you can't do it? You can't do what, Dave? Fly, mate. I can't fly. I have to get off. I have to say that this is not the most welcoming of statements. Oh, Kolkata by Phil Wingfield. The protagonists in this story are myself and my good friend Dave Jackson. Dave visited India for the first time just 2 years previously and could not wait to return. It was all going swimmingly too, until our connecting flight to Kolkata on day one. Mumbai, 26th of January 2019. We land in Mumbai en route to Kolkata. The journey so far has been without incident and we are right on time. Our connecting flight leaves for Kolkata in just over 2 hours, which seems like plenty of time. But before we do anything, we have to pass through immigration. We join the queue for the foreigners' desks and wait. I'm called forward by a middle-aged man decked out in medals, processed with military efficiency, and I'm through in minutes. Dave is not so lucky. He gets a run-of-the-mill civilian, and the self-same process takes an age. Today's top tip: when in immigration, if it's an option, choose the queue for the decorated war hero. By the time we get to baggage reclaim, our flight has disappeared from the arrivals board and it's a frantic runaround looking for the carousel with our luggage. Then, having reclaimed our packs, we must drop them again for the Kolkata flight. Bag drop is relatively straightforward. So, to maintain the universal balance, the hand baggage and security checks are a nightmare. All the tech has to come out of my hand luggage, and there is precious little in my hand luggage other than tech. In addition to this, the queue for the metal detector moves much slower than the belt for the X-ray machine, and my cameras, phone, hard drives and various other expensive and necessary items are whisked away out of sight while I queue to be scanned and frisked. By the time we are reunited with our gear and repacked, the flight status for our connection to Kolkata stands at final call. Great. The route to the departure gate takes us through the brightly lit sea of perfume, aftershave, jewellery and such like that is duty free. In a barely disguised blind panic, we negotiate a twisty path through shelves of overpriced bargains. A young lady steps forward carrying a sample bottle of some scent or other. She must have seen the look in my eye as she stepped back quickly, saving herself a palming. Of all the departure gates, ours, of course, is one of the furthest. To exacerbate matters, I have a gammy knee and have to hobble a limp as opposed to trot or run. We arrive to find the seating area around our gate devoid of passengers, which is a tad concerning. But there are still a couple of airport officials at the desk and it looks like we made it just before closure. Just. So it begins. I allowed myself to hope that the without incident and on-time aspect of the last flight would stay with us to Kolkata. However, the fact that I don't believe that fate can be tempted does not stop it starring with me and righting that particular wrong. Or is it wronging that particular right? Whatever you like. The aircraft is significantly smaller, and the extra legroom seats I believed I booked, I hadn't. We are sat in a row in front of the exit seats, which adds insult to injuriousness. It's a bit of a pain, but it's not a long flight. The last few passengers board and we are on the cusp of closing the aircraft doors when Dave informs me that he can't do it. What do you mean, you can't do it? You can't do what, Dave? Fly, mate. I can't fly. I have to get off. I have to say that this is not the most welcoming of statements. Dave suffers from claustrophobia and is having a panic attack. Panic attacks are extremely stressful for the sufferer and I feel for Dave. However, it's something he neglected to mention when completing the Fitness to Travel with Phil questionnaire. This notwithstanding, departure is imminent, and Dave is telling me that he can't fly and he's getting off the plane. Many thoughts and scenarios flashed through my head, including scenes from the old episodes of the A-Team. But the only drugs here are Dave's own prescription meds. I run all the possible solutions through my head. It doesn't take long, and brings to mind a snippet of dialogue from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy concerning a bid to escape certain death.
How many escape capsules are there?
None.
Have you counted them?
Twice. Sub-options for escape capsules, and there you have it. Dave takes himself off in search of a solution short of disembarkation. Worryingly, this involves wandering down the aisle towards the exit. I consult a flight attendant, and a short time later she tells me that one of the extra legroom seats behind us is free after all. That, at least, takes some of the pressure off, and shoveling down more pills sorts out the remainder. It's a tremendous relief, as I had actually come up with a solution. The trouble is, it involved clubbing Dave into unconsciousness with a blunt end of a Nikon. I know what you're thinking. But don't worry. I always bring a spare camera, just in case of emergencies. Oh Kolkata was written and read by Phil Wingfield.